Alright, today I'd like to discuss something I know you lads will be very interested in. It's a fundamental change to the core Battlefield multiplayer experience, which will definitely get some opinions going in the comments. And that's a good thing, that's what I'd like to see. But first, I want to welcome all of the new subscribers that have joined the channel in the past 2 weeks. I heavily featured in the official Battlefield 2042 playlist and even showed up in a trailer reaction video EA put out. So hi, I'm Lossy. I take lots of Battlefield news and try to condense it down into super short bite-sized videos to keep you all as updated as possible. Because of this surge in views, the subscribed to non-subscribed stats are sort of wacky, as you can see. About 75% of my views come from non-subscribed accounts. So first, thank you EA and the YouTube algorithm for sharing my content, and second, hey, maybe subscribe, that would be cool. What we're discussing today is an article from The Verge on the topic of bots, or AI soldiers as EA have coined them. Like I mentioned, it's a pretty bold step for the franchise, and I think players should be as vocal about their feedback as possible. Let's get into it. With Battlefield 2042, multiplayer is being split into 3 game types or categories: all-out warfare, hazard zone, and an unknown experience coming from DICE LA that will be shown at EA Play Live in July. All-out warfare is what we'll be focusing on today. This is your typical Battlefield multiplayer. It features 2 game modes so far: Conquest and Breakthrough, both running that much higher 128 player count on next-gen consoles and PC. What has been detailed a little further in this article from The Verge is how the new AI soldiers will be integrated into multiplayer. Originally, I understood the new bots to act as some sort of training ground for new players, a means of loading up any multiplayer map or mode and just practicing with bots to learn the weapon mechanics or even the map layouts. While this is still the case, it isn't actually the full picture. EA have stated that these bots will actually heavily feature in the core multiplayer modes Conquest and Breakthrough. They will act as a means of filling the server count to reach that maximum 128 players. While real-world players will obviously be the priority here, this does raise plenty of concerns. Right now, it is known that up to 64 AI soldiers can operate in any given server. So if I'm understanding this correctly, that means you can play with a team of 31 bots against 32 enemy bots. This is where the whole training ground and learning how to play the game comes in. This sort of setup is ideal for new players, especially considering how all of the tweaking for these bots is done behind the scenes based on your actual skill level in game. What's very interesting is that this feature cannot be turned off. So you can no longer hop into any empty server, run around and learn the map layout or search for Easter eggs like you could in the past. At least that's what I know right now. We have yet to hear anything on the topic of community games or rented servers. One important thing to note is that during peak hours, most players will probably never even encounter bots anyway. Like I said, their main function seems to be to fill up those servers. Considering just how massive the new multiplayer maps in 2042 are, they'd feel pretty boring if there were just a handful of players running around. The AI soldiers will hopefully keep the action ticking over in the quiet hours, at least until that particular server fills up with real players. The AI soldiers come with a ton of other benefits too that I don't think should be overlooked. Like I mentioned, servers will still be playable during off-peak hours. So if you're working during the game's most active time in your specific region and can only hop on whenever other players are maybe asleep, well, your experience mightn't be as authentic as those peak hours, but at least you're able to play something. Not only that, but a major positive is the incredible benefits the AI soldiers have on underpopulated server regions. I know for sure that countries like Australia have suffered because of a lack of servers or lack of players with previous Battlefield games. I mean, did Battlefield 5's Firestorm mode even really launch in Australia? The server load times on that mode code to fill it were that long, I can't imagine players even tried. Just to cut in on myself, to further back up this point, I got in touch with another incredible Battlefield YouTuber named Silk. Amazing content over on his channel, I have that linked below. He brought up some extra points that I never even really considered as an Australian YouTuber. Have a listen.
Yeah, I don't think that's a problem. I mean, if the game is successful, it's basically irrelevant, right? Like, we're going to have full servers if the game is successful. Exactly. You're always going to be able to find at least one server that you can queue up for if you don't want to verse AI soldiers. And I think if they add custom servers, there should be an option to disable it, right?
I mean, I think it is a positive thing. I think it's kind of cool because it helps like the game's longevity and all that.
Yeah, I do think it's good for sure. But as long as there's a way to disable it, I think it's good. Then you can't go wrong, basically. That's how I see it, though. But
you definitely think it'll help like the regions that have a lower player count like Australia?
Yeah, I think it will. Come to think of it, like, it won't just help us. It will definitely help us, but it will also help other countries that have in Battlefield 4 there's actually a real problem with like seeding servers where admins will basically pay people to have a fake play account to seed servers. I don't know if you've seen that.
No, I haven't.
It's pretty scum. Yeah,
really?
Yeah, you'll see servers that it'll say 64 out of 64 and you'll join and it's like one player in there.
Oh, is that why when you go into the in-game browser it says one player count and then Battlelog says a different player count?
Yeah, there's a thing, server seeding for Battlelog. And I think that will actually fix that because there'll be no points server seeding anymore, which is nice. But it will definitely help OC as well because we have some pretty, especially at late hours and early morning, we'll have very low population.
Yeah, I saw your video the other day where you were playing Rush. And it's something like I just take for granted. And I never even think about places that...
you guys have so many servers.
Rush is so popular in Europe, it's crazy. But I was watching it and I was like, what's the big deal? Like, it's just Rush. And then I'm like, wait, I suppose like they can't be that common.
I haven't played it for years, man.
That's insane to me. That's insane to me. Like we got into like an obliteration server and on BF4 the other day and like defuse, and I was like,
that's crazy,
man. I don't even know if people in Australia have ever played this mode or like Firestorm. Like, was that even a thing?
I've never played it. I've never played Firestorm.
Man. Yeah, awesome. Thanks, man. I'm gonna head back and just add this in and upload it and see how it gets on.
Yeah, cool. Good luck with the video, man.
Aside from the improved region support, these AI soldiers would go a long way in terms of the full game's life longevity. There's nothing worse than really wanting to play a certain map or game mode in an old Battlefield game and seeing that there are never any servers active. With 2042's AI soldiers, this probably won't be an issue. Sure, you're playing against bots at the end of the day, but it's better than not being able to play it at all. I think proof of this can be found in games like Titanfall, which didn't really have a massive player count to begin with, and yet they're still played today, thanks in most part to the bots. Another huge positive is more a YouTube thing. Battlefield 4, I'd guess, was peak community creativity. Entire maps were created at DICE thanks to community events. Plenty of the media team working at DICE creating these incredible trailers right now are former YouTubers that created some truly exceptional content with Battlefield 4. I can see these AI soldiers leading to some really fun gameplay moments, and if 2042 has in-depth spectator controls, the screenshot community will surely have a field day. Instead of organizing dozens of real players on Discord, you can just film the bots doing their thing. Now obviously you'll still need real players if you want any sort of story, but for screenshots I can see some really cool shots being taken of the bots just running around and shooting at each other. What's comforting is knowing that DICE will be actively managing the AI soldiers from launch. Quote, "The game is still in development and the use of AI will be tuned as player data comes in." But it isn't all good news, I'm sure. I think the general reaction online has been pretty positive, but there are surely some concerns within the Battlefield community, which is fair enough. Like I said, this is a major change to the core Battlefield multiplayer. A lot of the concerns are to do with the player stats. Will killing AI soldiers award the same XP as a standard player? Will we gain XP at all? What's stopping players from just farming AI soldiers to unlock all of the new gear and the best weapons? Are the AI soldiers any good? I mean, they absolutely need to be. If I'm potentially playing against 32 of them, they need to be able to play the game to some capacity and not just run around aimlessly, bumping into each other and shooting the walls. But then there's the flip side. They can't be too good either. It'd be pretty annoying if the bots became super soldiers and could just headshot you from across the universe. For me, I want to know what happens when a real world player joins the server. Does a bot just vanish mid-gunfight right in front of you, or will it simply not respawn once it's been taken out? I'm sure all of these concerns have been thought of behind the scenes, and I'm hopeful DICE will have things locked down for launch. I mean, they wouldn't add a feature this significant if it wasn't in some sort of good shape, right? As always, I'll do my best to keep you all updated if we hear anything more. The AI soldiers could end up being a fantastic addition to Battlefield, but only time will tell. But anyway, thank you for watching. For more Battlefield 2042 content, tickle that subscribe button. I would really appreciate that. Until the next one though, I'll see you lads later.